Let us be in the spirit of prayer. Source of all, presence at beginnings and endings, ever-renewing hope, we call upon you, be with us as we celebrate. Our time together is soon coming to a close, and we would honor it. We came not knowing what exactly was to come, perhaps a little anxious as well as excited. We left our home, the familiar faces we call family and friends, ready to begin our time here at Worcester Polytechnic Institute. As the days and weeks, then months, now years passed, we grew, and this place, these people, became part of us. Without noticing, gradually, this became home, and our WPI friends and family are our family now. Now, as we prepare to once again leave our home and the familiar faces to go to a new place, the next part of our lives, with new people, we again are excited and a little anxious. Help us to celebrate, to laugh together, even perhaps shed a tear, as we join now in joyous celebration. May it be so. Amen.
Good evening to the WPI class of 2016, President Leshin, trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, family members, and friends. We offer this evening's ceremony as a celebration of all those who dedicated themselves to learning and to wisdom. And on behalf of the class of 2016 Baccalaureate Committee, we welcome you. The baccalaureate tradition at WPI is planned by members of the senior class. This rite of passage allows for the graduating class to pause and reflect on their WPI experience. This evening's program provides an opportunity for the graduating class to remember both the formidable challenges and the tremendous growth which they have experienced over these 4 years. We will hear stories from students of the graduating class and be gifted with words of inspiration from our special guest speaker, alumnus Scott Harris, class of '82, and enjoy music and dance performed by a number of beautifully talented members of the class of 2016. We hope you enjoy the program.
On July 26, 1871, 16 students took part in the first commencement ceremony of the Worcester County Free Institute of Industrial Science. Since this day, we have been renamed and we have grown to tomorrow's graduating class of over 900 students. Congratulations, we've made it. We've been counting the years, months, and days until tomorrow's commencement. We wish for its speedy arrival, and now that it's here, at least for me, I'm sorry it is. I'm really going to miss WPI. We made lifelong friends here, starting with the first day when we were put into rooms with strangers, told to play nice, get along, and become friends. We looked around the room and hoped for the best. I'm thankful to say I've remained friends with 2 of my roommates and can even call one my best friend. Together we climbed a rock wall, played chicken volleyball, and participated in human foosball. We attempted to win orientation Olympics, but the men on the first floor Saturday were the victors. Finally, we have classmates. We're ushered into Harrington, each armed with the motto, "Everyone knows no one, so meet everyone." And we made a tunnel for every student to walk through, high-fiving each person as we went. We sorted by birth year, month, and day. Each time, we met someone new. Each time, we met a classmate just like us, wishing to embrace everything WPI has to offer. At WPI, we learn theories. We're told to pick a major and encouraged to pick right, since it would impact our future. Some pick computer science, where they learn Python, hacking, and algorithms. Some pick civil engineering, where they're taught surveying, structural design, and soil mechanics. Some pick business, aspiring to lead the future of the business world. Others chose electrical engineering, learning about sensors, resistors, and electromagnetic fields. I chose to become a mechanical engineer. I learned about the design process, heat exchangers, and joint kinematics. Each of these theories we learned brought us closer to this day, and closer to the impact we will make on the world. At WPI, we learn theories. We practice these theories. In our classes, we built robots, mini wind turbines, and schematics for home cooling systems. Our junior year, we practiced the languages we learned and put our group work to a test. We traveled to project sites all over the world, from Albania to Costa Rica, Venice to Hong Kong. Our senior year, we put all the theories to practice. We researched new materials for fire hoses, made prosthetics for turtles, and designed a wheelchair to traverse steeper slopes. Each project we completed brought us closer to today. Tomorrow marks the last day of our WPI experience. In these past 4 years, we completed 784 days of school, worked through 48 classes, braved through 3 blizzards, and withstood a hurricane. We welcomed a new president, added new buildings, and redesigned the quad. In the past 4 years, we attended Quad Fest, Pizza Wars, and celebrated the ultimate Pi Day. We were able to share irrational jokes and imaginary ideas. We fixed the root of problems, taking a few tangents along the way. We spent hours studying together, helping each other through difficult classes. Commencement marks the end of these adventures we shared together, and the beginning of the next phase of our journey. I want to thank those who helped us make it to this day. To our professors for being our mentors. You guided us through our studies, led us through our projects, and provided references for our dream jobs. We thank you. To our generous alumni, thank you for setting the bar so high. Tomorrow we're honored to join you as proud graduates of WPI. To our friends, for listening to us rant, for distracting us from our worries, for just always being there, no matter the task, no matter the hour. Together we studied, and together we played games. We captured stars in Mario Party and raced through inflatable obstacle courses. Thank you for all the memories. And finally, to our families, who supported us through our journey, who bragged about us from elementary school to college. You inspire us, guide us, and remind us to be strong. Thank you. A special thank you to our parents, without whom none of this would be possible. You would never let us give up. You shaped our futures before we even knew what we want our futures to be. You took us to school sports, school concerts, and rehearsals. You were always there. Thank you. We love you. I have just one last remark. For high school graduation, my mom gave me a Dr. Seuss mug. This mug has a picture from the book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Since this book is also our yearbook theme, I thought it only fitting to end with a quote from the same book. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Class of 2016, get on your way.
Good evening. Wow, I feel honored to be standing here and speaking at Baccalaureate today. I've attended every graduation since our freshman year here at WPI and always feel so proud of my friends who are graduating. Every year, I sat at past WPI graduations with a smile on my face thinking, wow, she's an incredible role model, and I can't believe how much she's accomplished in just 4 years. In our last 4 years, we have gotten to know an entire community of amazing people through clubs and organizations, classes, professional societies, athletics, work, you name it. Many of us appreciated the mentoring and consistent support of upper-class students who inspired us. And now we are the students who feel proud and will be honored as we graduate tomorrow. Graduates, think of all of the underclassmen that you inspire every day through your involvement in our community. You are the people that I have and other underclassmen still look up to every year. On behalf of all of the people who are inspired by these outstanding graduates, I'd like to offer a round of applause. Thank you. Class of 2016, you have just heard from countless people whom you've directly impacted. But what has impacted you during your time here at WPI? I want to talk about some of the experiences that have shaped who we are moving forward. No matter how many hours I may spend brainstorming, I couldn't list every impact that WPI has made on the members of the class of 2016. So I took a closer look at the positive impact that WPI has made in my life, and I believe I speak for our class when I say that these 3 words, opportunity, challenge, and change, describe how WPI has allowed us to grow into our unique selves and prepared us to achieve our goals as we move forward into the world. Opportunity is abundant at WPI. We have been rewarded with opportunities to solve real-world problems in our fields of study, through campus involvement, and in our personal lives. Our academic projects specifically have been incredibly beneficial opportunities. We have completed these projects both on and off campus in communities worldwide. Not many graduates can boast that they have a minimum of 3 projects on their resume, but we do. We have created so many connections through our campus involvement that have allowed us to develop a strong network of like-minded people. We attended events that informed us about technological innovations or have broadened our global perspectives. We have developed our personal skills, leadership, teamwork, time management, and motivation, to name a few. It is these opportunities that have shaped us into well-rounded graduates that will approach problems with curiosity and perspective. Seeking challenge is a trait that most of us have in common. We see problems and we want to find a solution or fix the problem directly. As WPI students, we have been challenged. We were challenged when we had to assimilate to the fast-paced 7-week term system and adjust academically with the high rigor of our courses. We were challenged when we had to move away from our families for the first time and had to begin figuring things out on our own and making decisions while becoming more independent. We were challenged to balance our social and academic schedules and search for an internship or full-time employment at the same time. These challenges make our lives interesting, and overcoming them has made our experiences meaningful. Many people say, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. I think I can speak for every graduate in the audience when I say that we have changed tremendously since the day we first stepped foot on campus. Change is the act or instance of making or becoming different. Change is often associated with moving from a place of comfort to that of discomfort, but it can also be the opposite. We need to be open to change in our lives. By closing our mind to change, we are often hindering creativity and invention. Many technological innovations would not have occurred if our predecessors had not been open to change. Dr. Robert Hutchings Goddard, one of the most notable alumni of our institution, is just one example of what we can accomplish through opportunity, challenge, and change. When Dr. Goddard enrolled at WPI, he impressed the head of the physics department and received the opportunity to become a laboratory assistant and tutor, giving him more access to the lab and its resources. Dr. Goddard was challenged during his research and development work by limited funding and lack of attention by the public and government officials. After receiving funding, he was able to continue his research and not only changed initial opinions about his research, but his work led to the development of modern rocketry, an entirely new industry. Now, I know we are not all rocket scientists, though perhaps one of us will be sitting in President Leshen's seat one day. But I do know that we all have our own individual goals and aspirations, and while it sounds daunting, I am confident we are ready to achieve them. So when you see the opportunity, take it. When the opportunity becomes challenging, just remember that overcoming challenges leads to change. As Dr. Goddard once said, it is difficult to say what is impossible, for the dream of yesterday is the hope of today and the reality of tomorrow. Class of 2016, let's make our dreams happen. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce our special guest speaker, Scott Harris, who has been described as a visionary and key leader in the industry of computer-aided design, a person who embodies the WPI ideals of ingenuity, invention, and innovation. Scott Harris started his career at Pratt & Whitney Aircraft, designing, analyzing, and testing jet engine components, developing innovative new computer techniques to define and evaluate aerodynamic surfaces for jet engine nacelles. Mr. Harris would later lead product definition and geometry teams For 10 years at Computer Vision, an early pioneer in the CAD industry. As a co-founder of SolidWorks Corporation and vice president of the New Products Concept Group, he led a team that develops products and prototypes that push the boundaries of user interface, surface representations, and modeling. His work resulted in one of the most innovative and successful CAD products ever created. Today, more than 1.7 million product designers and engineers worldwide, representing thousands of organizations, use SolidWorks to bring their concepts and designs to life. Mr. Harris has been involved with several startup companies in the fields of computer-aided design, 3D printing, interactive 3D displays, hybrid automobiles, and Alzheimer's patient tracking. His most recent project is the co-founding of a CAD software company called OnShape. As Vice President of Product Definition and User Experience for this venture-funded startup, Mr. Harris and his team are creating a new type of CAD system. Scott is committed to solving problems of consequence to communities around the globe. As an advocate for social action, he works tirelessly to promote education, engineering, and entrepreneurship in the developing country of Rwanda, helping to establish a small company called Glosabo 3D, which provides a career pathway for local students. He also helped advise Rwanda Innovation Endowment Fund, a United Nations-sponsored program that helps Rwanda entrepreneurs build solid companies. Mr. Harris was the 2012 recipient of the Robert H. Goddard Alumni Award for Outstanding Professional Achievement from WPI. Please help me welcome Scott Harris.
Thank you. Well, thank you. First of all, I'm delighted and honored to be here tonight. You know, WPI has just such a great vibe, and I love coming back to campus. Secondly, I want to congratulate the graduates for reaching this milestone. It's tremendous, so good job. I also want to congratulate the parents for reaching this milestone. It's fantastic, good job. So, exactly 34 years ago, I was standing right over there, right in front of Daniel's, thinking, wow, this is great. Like you, I was less than 24 hours from graduation, and I was just about to begin an entirely new life. I was waiting for Jody, my fiancée, and one of the few women in the class of '82, and I was thinking about the future. You know, it just felt great to be done, and I was super excited for what was to come. I was just about to start a job at a big jet engine company and get married, and these things felt like huge steps. I had a plan and could envision a career trajectory, or so I thought. Some things went exactly as I planned. I started a job, I got married to Jody, and she still puts up with me after 34 years. But things never go exactly as you plan. And you know what? Sometimes that's a good thing. I could never have imagined the interesting and fantastic turns that my life would take. My career's been all over the map. You know, working on jet engines as an aerodynamicist, coding CAD software, managing R&D groups, designing serious software for engineers, and playful software for kids. I ended up starting 2 CAD companies and mentoring several others, including one in Rwanda, even have done some teaching. There's a lot of things that can influence a career. Looking back, there's 5 aspects of engineering in particular that had an effect on mine, and I think they may have some influence on yours as well. First of all is technology. You know, there's never been a better time to be an engineer. Things were changing at a fast pace 34 years ago, but it's nothing compared to the tech acceleration today. We're in this explosion of technology and integration, which involves hardware, software, and firmware, integrated, connected solutions. Products are more engineering systems. They're more than products are more engineering systems than they are objects. I even have used a web-enabled wine bottle. You know, in the last few years, look at the amazing advances in mobile robotics, medical devices, connected devices, cloud computing, machine learning, data analysis, autonomous vehicles, private space companies. They've all pushed technology from our homes into our pockets, cars, hospitals, schools, everywhere, even wine bottles. To give you some perspective, when I was at WPI back in the 80s, computer-aided design had a dedicated mainframe computer the size of a truck in specially built rooms, and they cost hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. I've seen it migrate to desktop Unix workstations costing tens of thousands of dollars. In the 90s, a bunch of us got together and pushed CAD to the PCs, which cost a few $1,000s. And that was 21 years ago. So what's happened since? Well, actually not that much until recently. When you started at WPI, CAD was still an installed application running on high-end PCs. But as we talk now, you can create complex design, render it, run analysis on it, generate toolpaths to manufacture it, all in a browser without installing one line of code, or even on a connected device like your iPhone or your iPad or an Android, all for free. So this is achieved by using distributed server technology and browser, client, mobile app, connectivity, and too many integrated software components to name. But they're all working together, and each designed with the whole system in mind. These advances are the enabling technology for my current company. Now, this isn't meant to be a shameless plug for Onshape. It's really just a great example of how fast things are moving. Cars are another example. There's a time that, cup holder was a big deal. Now look at a new Volvo. It's not just a car, it's a sensor-loaded, integrated set of systems for crash avoidance, entertainment, performance, and comfort and guidance. The sound systems are individually designed for the cabin and tuned for passenger position. A friend of mine developed an embedded software system that could process terabytes of data. So as you drive your car around, it acquires information about your surroundings so you don't hit any of it. I hope that in your MQP experience, you got a taste of integrated systems and how the big vision influences how pieces come together. Never forget that product innovation is being driven by people like us. On a related note, the role of engineer is evolving. In your project work, you researched requirements, you interviewed stakeholders, you thought about what you're designing and why. You learned to think about the broader problem beyond the quick technical solution. There's an increasing appreciation for design and user experience. It's not enough for product to work. It needs to be well-made, well-designed, fun, and meet lifestyle needs. That Volvo not only needs, to get you to the grocery store, it needs to be safe, fast, pretty, cheap, durable, green, entertaining. It monitors your comfort, filters your air, tells you if there's a traffic jam, connects to your phone, stops you from skidding, helps you change lanes, alerts you when it needs maintenance. It parks itself. It avoids collisions, thanks to my friend Mike. It prevents you from squashing your rose bushes when backing up. In the not-too-distant future, it's going to drive itself. My point is that there's this broad spectrum of cross-disciplinary challenges that vastly expands the scope of engineering in interesting ways, and that's driving opportunity for us. And by us, I mean me somewhat, but you a lot. My second point is about teams and how critical they are. I can't stress enough how beneficial it is to surround yourself with great people. I work now with people who I worked with 30 years ago when we were working on those truck-sized computers. It's amazing how opportunity can draw you back together and how good teams can transcend companies and jobs. If you look at the bunch of people who I have worked closely with over the years, you notice that we're absolutely completely different. We have different personalities, different backgrounds, different approaches to problems. But what we do have is a common vision and a mutual respect. The key factor for my decision to come out of retirement and start this new company was actually the team. Engineering workflows are extremely collaborative. Your success and happiness, in large part, will be a function of the quality and coherence of the network of people that you work directly with. Through your work on your IQPs, your MQPs, and your projects, you realize that there's a power in teams and collaboration. You have the engineering chops, but more importantly, you have the experience working with others, collaborating, brainstorming ideas, resolving conflicts, and making decisions. And these may be the most important skills that you've gained at WPI. My third point is about the creative process. Design and engineering are about problem solving, and solutions can depend on your approach. The best answer is often the simplest, but often the least obvious. Your imagination is going to be stretched in ways that you never thought possible. Oops. This page is sticking together here. Okay. The best designs are generated by a process that's nonlinear, iterative, social, messy, and inefficient. Design, prototype, test, and repeat. Nothing is perfect the first time, or the second time, or the third time. You know how messy this was with your projects, and guess what? It doesn't get any cleaner. Prototypes are key, and junk always precedes brilliance, and you quickly learn to tell the difference. I've made a career designing software that millions of people buy and use, not because my team is brilliant, but because we're persistent and have embraced this process. My fourth point is that with engineering comes responsibility. As you research, make decisions, design, and build stuff, remember, you have an implied contract to conduct yourself with integrity. Unlike school, decisions you make now may have corporate or even global effect. You may be in a position where you'll impact the safety, the cost, the quality, or performance of a product. And there may be times when the honorable position may conflict with corporate or even personal gain. I ask that you take the unique influence afforded to you via your rational and analytical thinking very seriously and make decisions that you're proud of. My fifth point is about contributing to society. I know this sounds touchy-feely, but I believe strongly in giving back as well as paying it forward. You possess a unique set of skills that you can direct to your career and to your hobbies, but you can also use it to help others. Coaching a FIRST robotics team, judge a science fair, teach CAT at a school, get your neighborhood's kid interested in science, anything. Right now I'm a member of a Central Mass Search and Rescue team where I draw heavily on critical thinking and collaboration skills to help locate lost subjects. It's not super technical, but it's surprising how much engineering and system thinking contributes to the team's success. I'm also currently advising a student project where we have merged drone and communication technology to solve problems in backcountry search and rescue. And it's an absolute blast. If you can find the time, you'll find the reward. So, how do you process all this without going nuts? So there's no single formula for a productive and fun career. But let me leave you with 6 techniques that have worked for me and may help you as well. First of all, and by the way, I'm going to dump a lot of cliches on you right now, so I apologize for that. But first of all, get out of your comfort zone once a month. It almost doesn't matter what you do. Climb a mountain, run a race, travel, take a course, give a baccalaureate speech. Expanding your limits makes you more interesting, confident, and fun. Also have projects, build stuff, get your hands dirty. Experience will always come in useful. And don't be afraid to break stuff. Sometimes the only way to find out how something works is to break it. And ask Jody, my break-to-build ratio is quite high. Second is, don't fear failure. Put yourself out there. If you're overly afraid of communicating a stupid idea, you probably never will share your brilliant ones. It's sometimes hard to tell the difference, and often it's just a matter of timing. I come up with dumb ideas all the time, in fact, every day, and often they lead to something good. Again, I apologize for the cliche, but you learn a lot from failure, so fail early, fail often, and because it's really on the path to success. Third, reject conventional. It's all been done before. To add value, you need to do stuff that's hard. So when people say something's impossible, just ignore them. Remember, pretty much every great invention was considered impossible at the time that it was conceived. Fourth point is, be flexible and not afraid to pivot your career on your interests. Some of you will love your first job, and that's great. Others will realize that there's other paths calling. And it takes an activation energy and some courage to make change. At Pratt & Whitney, I enjoyed my analysis work, but I felt it was becoming formulaic. And I happened to carpool with a guy who's actually another class of '83 from WPI, and he was from the CAD group, and he showed me the cool technology that he was working on, and I was hooked. At the time, we had just had a baby, and I knew almost nothing about programming. So of course I decided to take a job, leave my steady job and take a job to write CAD software on those truck-sized computers. There's too many exciting opportunities out there to be bored, so let yourself be drawn to your passions. My fifth point is find mentors and seek advice. You're already surrounded by and have access to some of the best people on earth. It's amazing how willing people are to share their knowledge and experience and give advice. So the smartest, most successful people I know seek advice far more than they give it. And lastly, and probably most importantly, enjoy the journey. Take it from me, the next 34 years will go by fast. And I hope you enjoy your 34 as much as I have mine. As an extra bonus, I recommend that if all possible, marry a classmate from WPI, because that worked out great for me. So congratulations and have a great weekend.
Yet I wear the
We hope that you have enjoyed tonight's program. We would especially like to thank Scott Harris for participating in our baccalaureate ceremony tonight and sharing his thoughts and excellent advice for not only the members of class of 2016, but for all of us here tonight. On behalf of the class of 2016, I would also like to thank President Leshen, our trustees, Provost Burston, and all the deans and faculties who have come here tonight. Thank you also to our family members and friends who have joined us. After our closing prayer, I would ask that the audience remain seated until after the faculty and stage party has recessed from the tent. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Let's rise. Let us pray. Source of all life and all that is holy and sublime, we ask your blessings on the students, faculty, staff, and guests who have participated in the class of 2016 baccalaureate program. With your guidance and grace, they have matured into knowledgeable, skilled thinkers. They've learned leadership skills, and they've achieved a greater self-understanding of their abilities to effect positive change in the world. We have shared in the entertainment that they provided, their non-academic skills and virtuosities. Please, Lord, continue to bless these students. Bless them with the understanding that the real world is the one they create and in which they live. Let them enjoy and keep perfecting it in your image. Amen.